Student may have the habit of joining late, maybe. Okay. Okay, the screen is visible to all.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so yesterday's session, okay, I think we have seen the second example of the how to use the declare the class and how to create the object of this, how to write down the member function code outside the class. Okay, and by default we have seen that the data and members are considered as a private. Okay, and if we want to make it as a public, we have to mention the keyword public. Okay. And general way, we have seen the general observation, or generally what we are going to use is the data is private and the member functions are considered as a public. Okay, so that is what we have done in the yesterday's example. So let us move to the next point of our syllabus, which is easy for everyone to understand. That is, the heading is array of objects. Okay, so now we are creating the array of the object. Okay, so an array can be of any data type, including structure. Okay, we have seen that I can create the array of integer, I can create the array of the float, I can create the array of the any data type, as well as we have learned the structure in the C programming, we can create the array of structure also. Okay, so array can be of any data type, including the structure. Similarly, we can also have the arrays of variables that are of the type class. Okay, so it is possible for us to create the array of the object which belong to the type class. Such variables are called arrays of object. The variables, the array of the variables, okay, that are of the type class, that belongs to the data type class. Okay, so all these variables are called as the array of object. We are considering it as a array of object. Okay, let's consider the following example. Okay, so I'm just considering the example now. Okay, so uh, let us consider this example. Okay, now in this example, okay, what we are going to do is, okay, so here what we are considering in the example is, okay, so here is it visible? No issue.
Yes, sir.
Okay,
Yes,
so
sir.
here we have declared as the class, and the name of class is employee. Okay, so the name of class that we have considered it as the employee class. Okay, class employee. Okay, and inside that, now here nothing is written over here. Okay, so what is the, here I have declared two data for the employee, name and the age of the employee. Okay, name maximum character is of 30 and float age is declared. Now here no data, no scope is declared. Okay, so what you consider, it will what is considered for character name and float age, it will be whether it is a private or public.
Private.
Yes, it is private because we have seen by default nothing is written, means it is considered as a private. Okay, so here next time that we have declared is the public. So public, we have declared the two functions, one is get data and one is put data. Okay, get data means get the input data from the user or directly put the data. And generally put data indicate it is a show or display. You consider put data indicate the display function or show data, which will display the things on the screen. Okay, so and then the semicolon. So here we have declared the class. Okay, now what we are going to do is, now if I say my name of the class is employee, okay, so now that employee may be a manager. Okay, so that is what I have written. I may have the employee may be considered as the object may belong to the, it may be the manager, it may be the worker. Just 1 minute. That is what I said. Just 1 minute. Every time I forget to clear the timing on my slides. Okay, just 1 minute. I think every time before lecture I forget to clear all this timing. If it is not cleared, okay, then automatically it will move to the next point. To clear timing on all the slides. Okay, now it is correct. Okay. Okay, sorry for the disturbances. Okay, so we have seen this point, and array can be any of the type that you started learning this example now. Okay, so in this particular class, okay, the name of the class is employee. Okay, and for this class employee, I want to create multiple objects. Definitely there will not be any one employee. There may be the different types of employee, and the quantity is also more. Okay, for example, if I consider manager, suppose in my company I'm having 3 manager. Okay, then what I'm going to do is, this is what I'm going to create the array of object. Okay, so this is the point that we have started learning, array of the object. So I'm having the employee is the name of the class, manager is the object, in bracket. Okay, square bracket we have given it as a 3, indicate that the 3, it is the array of 3 objects. Okay, and the name of object is manager. Getting me? Similarly, we may have, suppose I consider as a worker, there may be 75 workers are there. So I'm going to create the data of the 75 workers, okay, or the object. So I'm taking here the array of the object. Okay, so it is the array of manager, array of foreman, array of the worker. Okay, similarly, we are in a position to create this. Okay, now the identifier employees is a user defined data type and can be used to create the object that relate to the different categories of the employees. Okay, so now this is what the example shows how we are going to create the array of object. It is very similar way that we are generally declare the array of integer, array of structure, array of float, and so on. Okay, so I think there is no issue for us to just understand it. Okay, now let us consider how we can have access to this array of objects. Getting me? How I can access the any of the data or the member function whenever the array of object is declared. Okay, so that's why I'm putting this on the next slide. Okay, so array of object, an array of object, okay, behaves like any other array. We can use the normal or usual array accessing method to access the individual elements. Okay, now suppose I want to access here. Okay, for example, okay, I just put it, the example is here. So under the manager object, okay, array of object, I want to access the function put data. Okay, if I want to access this, so how I can write? I can write this manager bracket I dot put data. Okay, manager of I. Now what is this I value? I know the I value, manager having 3 managers, so the I value may vary from 1 to 3. Okay, if I directly want to put, if I'm not using the for loop, I can directly use manager bracket 1 dot put data. Okay, how I can write down the name of this manager? In the similar way, manager bracket 1 dot name I can use, manager dot bracket 1 dot age I can use it. Okay, I can use again the manager bracket 1 dot get data, as well as I can get manager 1 dot put data. Okay, so all these things that is possible. Okay, and I will be in a position to do all this thing. So this is the way it is possible for us to access it. Okay, so whatever the object I have declared, okay, bracket, whether I'm referring to the first element of the object or whether it is the second object, third object, fourth object that I have to specify. So if I'm using the for loop, generally we use this value as a I, and the I value varies from depending upon the size of the array. 1 to 3, 1 to 15, here it is 1 to 75. Okay, and then I will have in a position to have access to all the things. Okay, so this is very simple point, simple thing to learn. Okay, how we can declare the array of the object and the program which is related to it, associated with this. Okay. Now, I think I will not go for this employee code or the class and the program now, because yesterday's session we have learned the one example of the class. I think and where we have declared the member of the function, or the code is of the member of function is written outside the class. Okay. Now here we are going with the same example, and we just convert it into the array of the object or array of the atom. Okay. So we are considered that we are having the computer shop, and we have to maintain the details of the all the atoms or the material of the related to the computer. Okay, so I hope so all of you understood through this, so that I can go to the program. Is this clear?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so I'm just going to the program, yesterday's program. We just modified to the into the array of object. Okay, so I will open the Turbo C edition now. I need to minimize. Okay, people are waiting. I told you n number of times. Okay, if you are joining, don't join it as join late. Okay. Once I start the session, it is difficult for me to admit. Okay. Okay. So let us open the Turbo C editor. Yes, here we are having. I think it is a little bit slow. Even remember what name we have given, so that I can open the same program.
The
Class. Okay, I just open star.cpp. I think it will show me. Yes, we have written class2.cpp, na? Yes. Okay, I open it. Yes, it is visible to all. No issue.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay. Now, in this particular case, okay, what we have done is, okay, I will save as this program, okay, else it will not have save as. I call it as it is the array of object, array obj. Okay, I give the name as .cpp, array obj.cpp. Okay, to demonstrate the use of class and objects, example 3, I call it as the array of object. Okay, mention it as array of object. Now here what we have declared here is we have declared the class atom. Okay, so this, as I told, this is applicable to any type, any shop. Okay, so if it is, I consider as the, you can applicable to a grocery, it is applicable, okay, maybe to, I call it as, okay, it may be mobile shop, anywhere. Okay, so any shop I can, it has to maintain the list of all the atoms. If every atom is having, or every product is having the specific number, okay, atom number, then you have to write down the name of that atom, and I may mention the cost of this. Okay, so then we are having two functions. One is to enter the values of this data, and another is to show that particular data. Okay, generally if I'm talking about inventory control, then here I must have one more thing, that is quantity. Okay, so it may be applicable to the medical shop also, anywhere. Okay, so we are considering, so it must have the one more thing, that is the quantity, number of quantities are available. Okay, that will help the owner of the shop to purchase the atom, okay, if the quantity is less, and so on. Okay, so similarly the data will be added. Okay, now here we have seen yesterday's session, okay, that we have declared one function as get data, and we have decided to take the input from the user. Okay, not from the directly giving the input. We are taking this input from the user, enter the computer material atom number, okay, name, price, and so on. And then I'm having the show data, okay, which is going to display all these values. Okay, in my main function, what I'm going to do is, I think I have called this, okay, x dot get data, and then I'm going to show this function. Okay, so better I call it as use the C out. Okay, and here I will use C out. Of computer atoms are. Okay. It will be help everyone to understand what we are displaying. Int L. Okay, so I just execute it once time, so I will understand what we have done, and then we can convert it into the array of object. Okay, F2 to save, F9, control F9. Okay, enter the computer atom number. Suppose I'm giving as we have given 111. I think we have given it as a mouse. The price, suppose I have given it has 200. Okay, so that is displayed over here. I think somewhere I must give more indelen, okay, or one more line. So this is going to display whatever entered by the user. Now the question that we are having is, here I have created only one object as X. Getting me? But now suppose I want to enter, okay, n number of atoms. Okay, I want to enter into this. So at that time, okay, or I want to display it. In such a case, I need to go for the array of the object. Okay, here this program is applicable only for one atom to be stored, or the details of only one atom is stored. But I want to go for multiple atom details to be stored. Okay, in such a case, I just modify this program. Here we are going to modify the program is, this is the class no issue, where the variable is declared. Here I come back to the main function. Okay, so here what we have declared it as the atom X. Okay, but now we have not created the array of it. Okay, so now let us create the array of this. So I consider, and all of you are knowing array means it is the size is fixed. Okay, so I must know that which will be the maximum atoms will be there in my shop. Okay, whether it is 1000, 100, 10, 2000. Okay, what is the I think I must have the idea that how many maximum atoms will be there in my shop. Okay, that I need to mention. So similarly, I am going to create this. Okay, so suppose I have created atom of 10. For our example, I consider x of 10. Okay, so x is the atom, and I take it as x of 10. So I think this is nothing but we call it as it is the array of object. We are considering it as a array of objects. Okay, now here while we get the data, I think I want to know from the user whether user want to enter how many atoms. Okay, so whether it is 3, 5 or 10. Okay, so that we have to take. Okay, because I cannot have a for loop which is infinite. Okay, so for that I think I need to take one more input from the user here. Okay, so I call it as display the message here, see out, okay, double quote, how many atoms you want to enter the user, that how many atoms it want to enter. Use the cin. I must declare the variable here. See, that is what I'm saying is the another facility of the C++. I can declare the variable anywhere whenever I want. So I declare integer n here because now I want to use it. So declare the variable whenever you are going to use it, but declare before it's used. Okay, so cin n I can use this. Okay, is clear? Now I have to use the for loop. So I have to declare integer I. I declare integer I here. I use the for loop. For I is equal to 0, I less than, I is equal to 0, I less than n. N value is entered by the user, I plus plus. Getting me? Okay. Then inside the for loop, okay, what I'm going to do is I'm going to call this x dot get data. But now x is my array of object is not only x. So I have to write this as, yes, anyone can give the answer. How can I write this? How I can access this x of I, x square bracket I dot get data. Okay, I think this will work. Okay, is this clear to all?
Yes, sir.
Okay, x of I dot get data. Okay, so that will, suppose I have written 3 atoms, so it will execute this 3 times. So first data object will be stored in x of 0. Okay. When it is stored, x of 2 is stored. Okay. So accordingly, it is will be in a position to do. Okay. Now, while I'm going to take this, display the scenes on the screen, I also have to apply the for loop. Okay. So here I take it as I want to show /n. I think that is sufficient. /n is sufficient to keep it on the new line. Okay. Then here again I have to use the for loop while I'm going to display it on the screen. Again I use the for loop for I is equal to 0, I less than n, I plus plus. Okay. Here also I have to do the same thing. Sorry. I have to do the same thing that the drop x of x dot show data I have to use as dot show data. Okay, so details of computer items are as follows. So we have displayed all these items. If I want to display it into the tabular form, then also it is possible for me to do it. Okay, so if I want to do it in a tabular form, I think better I will make the changes here. So it will be displayed in the form of the table. So I write it here, cout double quote. First, what is it we are having? Atom number. Okay, I number means atom number. I call it as. I want to give the here also you can use the tab /t you can use here, no issue. Okay, then I want to display atom name. Okay, I just want to display in some tabular format, so that's why I'm using this. And then I want to display price. Correct. Okay, Intel. If you're getting me, whatever I'm doing. Yes.
Yes, sir.
Okay, I just want to display in the form of the tabular form. So the heading will be number, it will display, then the name, and then it is going to display the price. So I have to modify this also because I don't want to display it separately. Okay, and there is now no need to display item number and price. I have displayed it at the start in the main function. So I think this will be modified directly. I think there will be only single statement now. Okay, so I just delete these lines, okay, and now write it again. Okay. So how I'm going to write it? I'm going to write it as cout. What I'm to display first? First, I have to display the number. Correct. After that, I want to give the /t. Okay. How I can give the /t now? So I have to again use operator double quote /t. I have to give. Okay. Again, I will display the operator. After that, I'm displaying name. Correct. Again, double quote. I will give /t as a tab. And again, I will display the number name and then what we are having cost. Okay. And then end L. Okay. And then semicolon. Is this clear? So cout first it will display the number, again give the /t or tab, then it will display the name of the atom, again give the /t tab, then display the cost, and then it will go to the new line. Okay. So it is visible to all, no issue. Understood?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so my show data function is now more simple. Okay, which is just going to display all these items on the screen, number, name, and cost in between /t and L. Okay, and I don't think I think it is correct now. If we are having errors, let us resolve it. F2 to save the program. F9. I don't have any errors. Okay, I go for Control F9. Okay. Now the first thing, now the program is asking how many items you want to enter. Suppose I give 3 now. Okay. So enter computer material atom number. I give it as 111. Suppose my first atom 111 is mouse. The price is 200 rupees. Enter the computer material atom number. Next, I think I have to enter 3 atoms. Okay, 3 at computer atom. I give 222. Okay, the name of atom I have given as the keyboard. Okay, and the price is suppose 400. Okay, and I think we have entered third one more item at that time 333. What I told 333 suppose pen drive. Okay, I call it as atom name is pen drive 333, and the price is suppose I give it as 500 rupees. Okay, so this is the input I have given. Okay, the screen is visible to all, no issue.
Yes, sir.
Okay, now I press enter to display whatever I have entered with the help of the show data. Okay, you can find it here. So you may need to do some adjustment to display in appropriate tabular form, no issue. Okay, so here what we are having, I think it is first item numbers are displayed 111, it is correct. Name is mouse, keyboard, pen drive is there. Price is 200, 400, 500. I think only for the mouse, I think it has 200 has came here. So you can make appropriate adjustment. Okay, if it is as in the your see out statement. So I think it will display the things are displayed correctly. I think. Okay, item number 1122 all are displayed appropriately, means they are so stored appropriately in the array of object. Okay, so is it clear to all?
Yes, sir.
Yes. Anyone want to ask me any question? Because I am not going to discuss array of objects here onwards. Okay, I think it is very simple thing. We can declare the array of object directly and use accordingly. Okay, so depending upon this. So now that array of object belongs to that particular, for example, here it is possible for me, okay, to consider the n number of array object or separate set of array of objects. Okay, that is also possible as we have seen in the example. म्हणजे मला काय म्हणायचं आहे, so for example, suppose I want to use my shop is having the computer related item also, and my shop is having the another type of the things I have kept general items also. So here I will call it as in the atom, instead of using this atom, it is correct, but here I use it as a comp. Okay, so I'm having the computer 10 atoms. Getting me? So I can declare. Now I'm having general things are also there. So I will declare atom. And suppose I'm also keeping, suppose I call it as general material, or you can call it as a pen or other things. Okay, so I call it as the general store. Generally we call it as, okay, so I will use as general atoms are there, and suppose I am having 50 such general atoms. Okay, then I can use it. Getting me? So again, suppose I am having some other things is available with me in my, suppose I am keeping some medical things or medicines also, okay, which are generally required. So again, I will declare it as an atom, okay, medicines. And suppose maximum I'm having 20 such type of the medicine, so I can declare. Okay, this is what example we have shown in the PPT. Okay, so similarly, it is possible for you to do it. Okay, and accordingly, it is possible for you to have a array of objects which is having some different set. Okay, so this comp10 will be the different array of set object. This will be different. Okay, this will be different, and so on. Okay, I think this is more than sufficient for us to understand array of objects. Okay. Okay, I ask again, is this clear to all? Anyone want to ask any question?
No, sir.
Okay. Just 1 minute. Okay. Now, I think we have covered this part. So I just save the program is already saved. I exit from this. Okay, we will go for another again to the Turbo C editor. If that is the case, I think I can use the Windows directly tab. And I think I will go here. Alsifa Fulmamdi, why you're not added as a guest? It's always showing me the same message. Now it is added. Okay. So now I go to my PPT again. Okay. Now after learning this, I think now we are going to start. I think we have learned. I'm just showing you how many things we have covered. Okay. So that will be help you to understand how much syllabus is over now from the unit number 1. Definitely the unit number 1 is introductory part. So it may take more time, more lectures, but afterward, I think it will not take more things. So we have covered, okay, up to this, okay, the array of objects. Okay, we have covered up to this unit. Okay, and now let us start understanding the constructor. Okay, there are different types of constructor and types of constructor we are going to learn, and destructor. So these 2 points are remaining from the syllabus. This will require, I think, maybe one more lecture or maximum Okay, today's lecture and one lecture we will be in a position to complete this so that we can complete the unit number. Just start understanding. Today we are having less time remaining. We'll just understand what is constructor and see one simple program of the constructor, what it is. And tomorrow's lecture we are going to focus on the types of constructor and the constructor thing in detail. Okay, so I'm just moving to this point constructor. Okay, I just move this. We have learned all these points. Okay. Constructor. It is visible to all.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Constructor. Now, what is constructor? Okay, so a constructor is a special member function whose task is to initialize the objects of its class. See why the concept of the constructor has came into existence. Okay, why they need the constructor is used. Okay, so the main purpose of constructor. Okay, so it is a member function and whose purpose should be to initialize the objects of its class. To initialize the objects of the class, the constructor is used. Okay, so remember this is the main purpose. For example, I'm just considering it as an example. Whenever I'm doing the software related to the bank, okay, and I know that my minimum balance, whenever I open the account, minimum balance should be 1000 rupees, suppose. Okay, so whenever that new account is open, means whenever the new object is created of the account class, getting me, new object of the account class name is account, and I'm created the new object of that particular class. At that time I want to initialize the balance is equal to 1000. Getting me? Because when you are going to pay the 1000 along with the submission of your new account form, then only your account is created and the minimum balance 1000 you have to in or you have to maintain or you have to pay, then only your account is created. Getting me? So in that case, whatever the variable I have declared as a balance, whenever the object is created, I want to initialize its value to be some initial value, maybe 0 in another cases, maybe 1000 in some of the cases, maybe minus value in some of the cases, okay, maybe 500 as per the requirement of the software. I want to initialize the variables, some values or that class I want to initialize. Okay, and that's why the concept of the constructor came into the existence. So I'm just moving to the next point. It is a special. Why the constructors are special? Because its name is same as the name of the class. Getting me? For example, my name of class is account. My name of constructor is also account. Just now we seen that in our previous program, the name of class is atom. So my member function having the name atom, okay, similar to the name of the class means it is my constructor. So you can identify constructor. How you can identify constructor? If the name of member function is same as the name of the class. Getting me? Name of the member function is same as the name of the class means it is called as a constructor. Getting me? So that is what I have written this point. It is a special because its name is the same as the class name. Okay, its name is the same as the name of the class. Okay, so next is the constructor is invoked whenever an object is created. This is very important. This is very important point. The constructor is called the constructor function. Now what is constructor? Constructor is a member function. Getting me? And it is having the same name as the name of the class. Okay, constructor is the member function having the name as the class, and when it is invoked, when it is automatically invoked or called whenever an object is created. Getting me? Whenever the object is created. For example, suppose I am right here, the name of the class is atom, ITEM, the name of class atom, and suppose I declare the atom as C1. Okay, suppose I declared C1 is the, and I give semicolon. Getting me? So this is the name of class and this is my object. So whenever this C1 is created, okay, whenever I write this statement and press enter, or whenever this statement is executed, atom C1, the object is created, the constructor is called. Means the member function having the same name as the atom will be called immediately, and it is going to initialize all these values. Okay, it is going to initialize these values will be initialized, and that is what we are considering. Okay, so constructor is called whenever the object is created. It is called constructor. Okay, next point is it is called constructor because it constructs the values of the data members of the class. Okay, because it is going to initialize, it is going to construct the values of the data members of the class. So the name is given as the constructor, and these are the details of it. Okay, so let us understand one example of this, and then we can go to the program to show the program of the constructor. Okay, I'm just showing a constructor declared defined as follows. I'm having the list space, so I have shown this on the next PPT. How a constructor is declared and how it is defined. How it is declared and how it is defined. Okay, so let us understand this. So this is the way it is declared. See, this is it is visible to all.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
See here, what is the name of the class? Here is integer. Okay, integer is now the name of the class. Class integer. Now it is having two variables, integer m and n. Okay, integer m and n. These are my variables which are private. Okay, nothing is there means it is private. Then I have written here my member function. Definitely it is having the get data, put data, or similar things are there. Okay, but now look at this. Okay, now what is the member function name? Integer, which is same as the name of the class. Class चं नाव पण आहे integer and member function चं पण नाव आहे integer. Okay, I am having the same name, bracket void. So this is my constructor declared. Getting me? So I using this as a constructor. Generally, what was the purpose of constructor? To initialize the values of my data m and n. Okay. So I want to initialize this value to be m and n. So here I have written the code separately outside the class. What is this integer? Name of the function is sorry, name of the class. It belongs to is integer. Again, scope resolution operator. Name of function is also integer and void. Okay, suppose there is the get data असेल तर how we are writing integer scope resolution operator double colon and get data. So similarly I write integer is the name of the class because this belongs to integer class, and the name of function is also integer. So this is the constructor where I am going to define it. And suppose I want to initialize m is equal to 0, n is equal to 0, then it is possible for me to, whatever you can do it here. Okay, so whatever you want to be done as the initialization. Okay, suppose you want to assign m is equal to 1000 value. Okay, if it is you are having the name. Okay, so suppose it is the name is there, and suppose you want that by default the name of the student is considered as ABC. Okay, then you can declare unless and until you enter the name will be assigned the value ABC. Okay, because I have used in the constructor. So whatever initial value you want to put, okay, that will be considered as the initial value. So, or initial value may keep it as a 000 also. Okay, initial value may you keep it as a 0. Now, can anybody give me the answer of this question? Why there is need to have this variable? Okay, generally to have initialize this variable with some 0 value or any specific value. If I not declare this value of these variables, okay, m and n in my program, and the object is created, but I have not called get data function. Okay, without calling get data, I'm just called show data or display the data. Then what value will be displayed for m and n at that time?
Garbage value.
It will be a garbage value. Very correct. Okay, so I don't want my balance variable to have any garbage value. Okay, or it may, I don't want this m and n should not have any garbage value. So I want to initialize by default, it should have this value 00 or 11, whatever you want, you can put it. Okay, so that's why we are making the use of the constructor. Okay, so here now the next thing is I have, though I have not written here, okay, but when this function is called, see, we are not calling this function I can say explicitly. This function is called implicitly whenever the object of this integer is created. So in my main function, मी main function मध्ये सांगते तुम्हाला, in main function whenever I write this integer, okay, so integer is the name of the class, and suppose it is n1. Okay, so n1 is the name of the object. N1 object is created. Whenever this is executed, automatically, okay, it is going to call back my editor is compiler is going to call this function directly, and it will assign the value m is equal to 0, n is equal to 0. Okay, and so on. Okay, so this is what we are expecting, okay, to understand with the help of the constructor. Okay, so I think we are having so many things. We can now the next question you may ask, can I pass parameter to this constructor instead of void? Yes, the answer is yes. I can pass the parameters also to this. Okay, whenever the object is created I can assign the values to this. I can pass these values to this also. Okay, so at that time, I think this is very surprising thing here. Integer n1 directly I can pass here. Suppose 1000 is my balance. Okay, so I directly see while declaring the object, I declare integer n1 and I'm passing some parameters. So it is possible for me to send the parameters to this. Okay, so generally they called as a parameterized constructor and so on. Okay, so let us execute this program uh, in the Turbo C editor. Just understand very simple constructor. Next lecture we go for the types of the constructor. Okay, and its related part we are going to use it. Okay, so I will just go to the screen and let us do the same program. Okay, as integer we have written. I think I just want to type and execute the same program here, which I have shown it as an example. Okay, so I just press escape, discard, go back to Turbo C editor. I think here it is there. Okay, it is applicable here. Press Control Enter. It is visible to all, no issue.
Yes, sir.
I think instead of typing it here, okay, shall I modify the same program for constructor?
Hello.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so I just use save as this file as CONS constructor. Constant it may be. This will be called as constant. So I write construct. Okay, one dot CPP. I open one next file, not save as. Just 1 minute. Because typing, I think we are having less time. Let us continue the program. CON1. Okay, I type it as dot CPP.
Hello,
Okay,
sir.
so I just hello. Yes.
Sir, array of objects SS घेतले नाहीत आम्ही.
Okay. Just 1 minute. काय नाव दिलं होतं? Anyone remember?
Array
ARR.
OBJ.
So just take down the screenshot of this. Okay, so that you can do the program. Okay, this is the third program you have to do. Today I'm going to create the Google Classroom where it is possible for you to submit all these assignment, all the program. Okay.
Okay, sir.
Sir,
Even-
second.
Okay, first screenshot is taken.
Yes, sir.
Up to this. Then show data, and this is the main function. This is the next part, main function. Okay, you have taken down, noted down it.
Yes, sir.
Okay, this program also you have to do today itself. Complete the program of array of object that will help you to whatever you have done. Okay, so let us come to the constructor part. Okay, so I declared this get data. Okay, so data is there. I will just remove this get data. It's simple. The show data is there, no issue. Okay, just remove all these parts. Here, in this class atom, okay, we have already taken this number, name, and the cost. Okay, and the public void show data is there. Okay, get data is there, but I have just removed it. We can add it, no issue. Okay, but now here, whenever I'm going to show the data, it is having this value, number, and this name. But now, okay, I just do it here first. Suppose I have declared here the data, what created the object first. So it is atom X. Okay, I have created the object. And here, suppose I call the X dot show data. Okay, let's see what it is going to display. F2 to save. Yes, F9, control F9. Yes, you can find the garbage value is displayed. Okay, I think we have displayed the 2384 is the atom number. Some garbage value is there for the name and some garbage cost value. It is visible to all.
Yes, sir.
Yes.
So now here I want that the garbage value, it should not be displayed if by default object is created and user is directly calling the display function. Okay, so I want to use the constructor here. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I just create the constructor. How the constructor is created, everyone knows. Yes. Can anybody tell what is the name of constructor? Same as the name of the class. Okay, and here I'm going to write it as a void. Getting me? Or directly you can use this, no issue. Okay. This is my constructor. Okay, I write it as this is the constructor. Getting me? Now it is possible for me to write the code of constructor directly in my class also. Okay, if I'm writing simple, so I think I write it in the constructor, it is correct. Okay, but I directly write it here. Okay, now which are the variables I'm having? Number. Okay, what you want by default number should be 000. So I'm just putting that number is 0. By default number should be 0. Okay, what is by default name I want to put? Okay, suppose AAA. Atom name is AAA by default. Okay, and what is the cost by default? Suppose I want to put it to be rupees 1.
0.
Okay, 1 rupees. Okay, suppose I want to put the value to be 1 rupee. Okay, or maybe 0. Okay, whatever you want, we can do it. Okay, so now what is going to happen? So this is my constructor. Okay, now I am writing it here. So this is the constructor we have created. Okay, and now when this is constructed is called and these values are assigned, this construction is called and values are assigned whenever I am going to declare the object or create the object here. Okay, so whenever I use atom X, when this statement is executed, the object is created, and when the object is created, this is called by default. Okay, by default, implicitly, internally, the constructor is called, then it is going to assign this value over here. Okay, but I think the name is the string. I should write double quote. Okay, because it is a string. Okay, so F2 to save, yes, F9, control F9. Yes, you can find. Okay, what is the output displayed? I think I have not called the any get data. I'm not saving, but now when I go to display directly, I think it is showing me the atom number is having the number value 0, name of atom is AAA, and price is 1. Okay, I hope all of you clear with this. Yes.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so whenever I want to initialize, that's why it is called as to initialize this member function, I will use the call, and there is no need to call the constructor. Huh? So you should not write the statement as atom dot or x dot atom. Again, you are calling. Okay, because it is by default it is called as I have written x dot show data. I cannot write x dot atom again. Getting me? So x dot show data is called. Don't call constructor. Constructors are called directly, implicitly whenever the object is created. Okay. So and it's having this value which we have assigned here. Okay, number 0 and this. Whatever you want to keep initial value of the variable to be there, that will be assigned, and that's why we are using this constructor. Okay. You also take down this program also. You can also execute. Next tomorrow's lecture we are going to see the types of constructor, how to pass parameter also to the constructor, and so on. Okay, and if time remains, we can continue the destructor also in tomorrow's lecture. Take down the screenshot of this. Just 1 minute. I think the name of program is wrong. Name of program is to just 1 minute. Demonstrate use of constructor. So you can take the screenshot of this. Okay, you have taken the screenshot of this first page. This is the show data, and this is the main function. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So I think this is all about for today's session. We have an array of object and we just started learning what is meant by the constructor. Okay. So just 1 minute. Let me download your attendance.